Hey everybody, Mike J. Anthony here, and I just want to tell a personal story of how I got involved in ONPASSIVE. And basically, like so many people out there joining this and otherwise, I was trying to make some money online and wanting to get out of the rat race, wanting to quit a job, which I still work full time, by the way. And you know, the same as everybody else, wanting to get away from things like that. Bills to pay down, wanting more in your life, wanting more time, more money, more freedom. All of those typical things that you hear about all the time. So, I had gotten involved with a lot of things. I built a lot of websites. I actually made money online with Google AdSense back in the day, even though I got involved with that too late. And by the time I learned how to do it at the time, where I was making about $1,000 a month automatically because of my websites that I had built, it was at the end. It was pretty much over. But there was a good 5 years where that was actually a really good business model of making money. But I got in on probably the last year. I learned how to do it about the last 2 years of that. Of course, 2020, hindsight. Didn't know that it was on its way out. But, after that, that was probably the most money I've ever made, even though I had joined a lot of things and programs, spent a lot of money to learn how to make money. And what you realize is that you never do because you have so much more to learn. And there's too many moving parts, and you don't know how to do everything by yourself. So, like everybody else, I thought I had to buy this course and that course and, how to learn how to generate traffic. And, then Facebook came around and started taking over. So I thought I had to learn how to do Facebook marketing. That was another $1,000. And it just goes on and on and on. I've spent, probably $15,000 just on Facebook ads and learning how to do Facebook ads alone, not including the thousands that I spent on sales funnels, learning how to generate traffic. I've had three, all-star so-called sales funnels that, one I remember buying was $1,000, another was $5,000, another was $10,000. It was very pretty. It was professionally done. It was done by copywriters and professional photographers, and ended up not making any money. I probably made, I don't know, $1,000 after I spent 10 for that. But a lot of you can relate. Those of you who've been around for a while and spent some money online. And I went through all the same things that, okay, maybe my why is not big enough, maybe my mind's not in the right place. And then after I've gone through all that, I went through the maybe I didn't throw enough money at it because I was doing a lot of at the time, I was doing a lot of free and low cost things because I was trying to save money. So I started throwing thousands of dollars at stuff, and I ended up spending more and not make. I did make some money, to be fair, but I didn't make back nowhere near what I spent. Let's say I spent like $60,000 online. I made back 30 of that. How much did I spend on paying back the debt that I had built up? Zero. So I'm still paying back that money today. Um, and then, all kinds of things are coming across that you're trying, and now you're trying out of desperation because nothing else is working. And then one day I got an email about something and I know I was deleting a lot of these offers that were coming into my email box, but one actually stood out, and it was what's known today as OnPassive, but back then we didn't have any name because I had joined in the very beginning. This was in early July 2010, July 10th, 2018, and I joined a man named Ken Russo, who is now my what we call an upline sponsor and colleague in OnPassive. But he sent me an email to take a look at this, and I was on his list, and I knew he had a huge list of people on his email. So I knew that he knew how to build a business. So I said, well, what are you guys doing? And actually, nobody knew. You know what I mean? It was just like, okay, I just watched these two videos. There's a man here named MUFAREH. He's got a vision of something. So I watched it. It was very sincere. And I said, okay, well, even though I know they don't, it doesn't seem to tell me exactly what they're going to do, I do want to be a part of developing something. And I do know that Ken can build a big business. So I figured if I was smart, I would get in early if this was going to be anything at all. So, so this is July 2018, and I got involved. There was no name for the company. There was nothing like that. It was going to launch a couple of times already until it was realized that this thing was going to be bigger than, what Ash is the CEO, what he even envisioned. Because I know that he was going to only go to a couple of big pocketed investors, like three people that had $100,000 to put something together. And then he said, you know what, why should I just have a couple of people? That's what's wrong in the world. There's only a couple of people that develop something and they make all the money and they get all these people to use it, i.e. Facebook. And, all these, billions of people use it, but they don't pay anybody to use it, even though all of these people is the reason why they were successful in the first place. So, but, fast forward, that stuff had to develop over time. So Ash's vision developed over time. And behind me in the background here is an article that was written about a week ago about what he's doing now. And I'm just telling you about how I got involved in the very beginning before there was a vision. There wasn't even a vision when I got started. There was no website. Founders were only invited through personal word of mouth. We couldn't put anything on Facebook. YouTube at the time. Now there's all kinds of videos, but at the time you could not, we didn't invite anybody publicly at all. Not on Facebook, not on YouTube. It was just through word of mouth, and that's how I found out about it. That's how I told a couple of founders who are with me now. I did actually go to YouTube at the time, and I looked to see if there was any kind of videos, and there wasn't. What are you going to say anyway? Because we didn't even have a company name. So, and even when the company name came out, there wasn't any videos because I checked. But I didn't want to put anything out on public media like that at the time. Of course now we can do that, but back then it wasn't something that we did. It was only spread through word of mouth. And you would have to have received an email about it from somebody who invited you to take a look at these videos, and then you would have had to manually get back to them in email in order to sign up. That's exactly what I did. And so I decided to take a look. What Ken Russo sent me, and I think he came in around July 8th. 2 days later, it took me a day to check it out. And 2 days later, I got back to him and said, hey, yeah, I do want to be a part of this. And the rest is history. The rest we've been building and developing, and it's just been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I think when I joined, there wasn't even 1,000 founders yet. There was probably around 700-800 founders worldwide when I joined. Today, we have 480,000 founders and growing every day. And you can read this article of what's going on, and I'll put a link to this article underneath this video. But it's really incredible because this was going to be a much smaller labor of love. No one could have imagined close to 500,000 founders. Back then, we couldn't even imagine 50,000 founders at the time. And I can't believe that we're going on 500,000 2.5 years later. It's just amazing. Like I said, there wasn't even 1,000 founders yet when I first got involved. I don't even think there was 800. So, yeah, this thing has come a long way, and it has gotten a lot more meaningful. It has gotten a lot bigger, and ONPASSIVE did not imagine that they were going to produce disruptive technology like they're doing now. Now, they want to be a disruptor, and everybody else is going to be the disrupted. And I got that idea because I was just watching a video by Shamath Palihapitiya. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but that man is a billionaire. He is running for governor of California, I believe. He's also the co-owner of the Golden State Warriors, which is a professional basketball team here in the United States. So the man has a lot of weight. He was also an early Bitcoin investor when the price of Bitcoin was only $80. This man bought $1 million worth of Bitcoin at $80 per coin. So that's how much money and influence this man has. But he was talking about, this was about 3 years ago. He has a video on YouTube where he was talking about the difference between companies that are disruptors and everybody else being the disrupted. So that's what, and I realized that that's what ONPASSIVE is doing. ONPASSIVE is now entering the realms of a disruptor. They are going to be a disruptor in the industry. And all those people who are making money off the backs of people who are trying to make money and not being successful, they are the ones that's going to be disrupted. Because for so long now, most people like me who come in and they try to make money online, but then you find yourself struggling over and over again, giving money to here, there, 10 different businesses to try to make your dreams come true, and all you do is end up broker and a lot poorer. OnPassive is disrupting all that because they're taking all those things and they're going to do it for you. They're going to put it under one roof. They're going to generate traffic for you. They're going to generate leads. They're going to do a lot more. They're going to have a IP tracker. They're going to have things for employers, things for governments, like payment, employee payment systems, like My ADP. OnPassive is going to have their own employee tracking and payment systems, and they're going to have their own social media portals. It's just a lot of proprietary products that are being produced using artificial intelligence, things of that nature. They're using cutting edge stuff, and they want to be disruptors in this industry. And the beginning of it was just being sick and tired of so many people trying to create a better world for their friends and family, and yet going broke doing it. And there's a lot of people that are making money off of that. And I'm not even talking about the scam artists. I'm talking about just legitimate companies. But why should they get all the money when in this world you can actually crowdfund a company into existence, something that we couldn't do before? And the reason why I say that is because I do know a gaming company that developed over $300 million just by asking for donations for people who want to play the game. And that's been going on for 12 years. So it's not a new concept. It's just that it's new in this industry because the industry of, let's say, MLM, network marketing, or just making money online in general is filled with people who, most of the people who fund that do not know what they're doing. And then you just got people who sell you those products. And then some people make money off of just selling you one or two products. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just that the people that they're selling those products to are doing it to try to make money for themselves. And then they go broke doing it. There is something very wrong with that. That is a problem in the industry. And that's what Ash and OnPassive and this company is looking to improve upon and develop and smash that 98% of failure across the board and smash that into the wind, because wherever there's a whole bunch of people, you can make your own paycheck. That's what Facebook did. Facebook did not charge ads. You used to be able to go there and a whole bunch of people would get together, and they still do, obviously, and then they would just chat between each other, share pictures, whatever. But then as soon as he stuck ads in there, advertisements, it was like instant billions, because now you have all these people that are seeing these ads, and then people who want to pay for all these people to see these ads makes you an instant billionaire. Well, that's also going on with OnPassive, because there's a lot of people right now waiting in the wings for us to launch, because they know that we have a network of nearly 500,000 people. They want to sell products to us. They want to sell ads to us. And I'm sure that we'll post our own ads, because that's what we do. It's a business of advertisement. It's a business of e-commerce. It's going to be a business of, a lot of things. A lot of big industries are going to deal with us, and OnPassive is going to be an online force to be reckoned with, and a lot of people know it already. Here it is, though. Here's the thing. The thing is that this company is going to be private. It's going to stay private. It belongs to its founders. Imagine that. The company that you are helping to build and participate in and buy products from and use products with is yours to control. You'll have a controlling say along with the other founders. You'll be part of the company that you use and actually get paid to do so. That's something that Facebook doesn't do. That's something that nobody does in this industry. And that's going to be a world-changing, dominating, and disrupting thing. And I know that I would like to be a part of that. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Again, you can read this article in its entirety. I'm going to paste it underneath this video. And it goes all the way down here, minus the ads that you see in it. And it pretty much ends here, but no, it doesn't. It keeps going. So the author of this wanted to, he said himself he only wanted to write a couple of paragraphs, but he ended up writing a fairly long article because he said he just couldn't stop writing. He had to force himself to stop. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. And I am in this to win it, as they say. This company just keeps, like I said, I've been in for a long time, since July 2018. But the company keeps stacking the cool, and it just keeps, it's unbelievable. It just keeps getting bigger and better. And by the time this thing launches, the sky's the limit. So I'll also put a link if you care to join me in this journey of being a founder with me. I will have a link there as well. But I urge you to read, excuse me, I urge you to read this article and get a good idea of what this company is doing, what their vision is, and you will see if this is something that you might want to be a part of, because there's still time. Oh, that's another thing I need to mention. The founder's position is going away. It is a limited thing. It's only until the company launches, which I don't think that we're that far from anymore. Those of us who've been around as long as me, we've been waiting for 2.5 years. It does not matter to me. I would like to be a part of something, to be a part of history. I'm a computer engineer myself. I know what I've seen projects that I've worked on for 10 years actually get scrapped with all the millions of dollars in the government contracting realm. So, those of you who know about that know what I'm talking about. So it's no thing for a few years to wait for a company to do something like that when you don't have to do all the hard work. It took Amazon themselves 8 years to make their first profit. But they never came to you and asked you for an opportunity and said, hey, would you like to become a founder of Amazon? Facebook didn't ask you that either. You know what? We're developing something called Facebook. It's going to take a few years. Do you want to become a founder for only $100? I mean, if I had known, we all would have said yes. But at the time, we probably would have said no because we never heard of it. It's the same thing going on with this. So I urge you to take a look, see what you think, but I'm just telling you the reason why I decided to join. And that's because I wanted to develop something. I wanted to develop something new, and then as time went on, I said, wow, I'm so glad that this didn't launch the way it was going to in the past, because it wouldn't have been nowhere near this big. It wouldn't have been nowhere near this meaningful. And this is something that you can actually be proud of. It's nothing like you've ever seen. And you can say, hey, you know what? I'm a part of being a founder in a disrupting technology company. and that's it. That's what ONPASSIVE is. So do that. I'm going to post those links, and maybe I'll see you inside. Take care.